The Enneagram Type 3. Workaholics. Usually these subheadings are stereotypes, but in this case I must say it does hold true. Working more, at least in theory, leads to more achievements, which in turn makes the Type 3 feel more valuable. To them, doing work is like investing in their self-worth. I'm sure that sounds extremely weird to people who are not like that, but for Type 3s, unless they've had a long time to develop and mature, they fundamentally don't believe that people will love them or even like them for who they are as a person, but instead they will like them for what they can do, what their skills are, what they can achieve. You might spot the Type 3 as being the person who always needs to get good grades in school, but I'd say that for all of the types, their differences show up more when they are outside of the education system. People's differences become much more apparent when they have more freedom, when they're left to their own devices. So as a result, when they're outside in the real world, it's much easier to spot them. Anyone who is ultra into productivity and focuses on getting tangible and measurable outcomes for their efforts is likely to be a Type 3. What do I mean by that? Contrast that with someone who spends their energy seeking new experiences, going on holidays, nights out, music festivals. Type 3s are going to see those activities as being not pointless, but fruitless, and therefore not really that desirable. Metrics and results. If you are outcome oriented and results focused, then you need something to point to and say, here's my achievements. So Type 3s are likely to be in areas where there are metrics which track your progress. That could be having your monthly sales being measured, having your stats as a sportsperson, or even better, having a cabinet full of winners' trophies. It all links back to this strange concept of externalizing their identity. It's, look at all of these things I've done and achieved, and take them as a reflection of me, but don't actually look at me. For a Type 3, it can be almost uncomfortable when a person is interested in them, just for them. It's like they're waiting for that person to see something they won't like, which will put them off, or will finally reveal that they are disappointingly human. Shapeshifters. There are many definitions of success, and this varies depending on the situation. Type 3s are very aware of this fact, so the way they present themselves, or even their desires, will change depending on whatever the accepted image of success is in a particular domain. Again, as is the case with the Enneagram system, this links back to the core fear of the Type 3. Since they don't expect people to like them or admire them for who they are when they are being their authentic selves, they have no problem being a chameleon when needed. Egalitarians. I've mentioned this before, but Type 3s have a twisted kind of egalitarianism. They are highly unlikely to judge you in a prejudicial way, based on things like gender, race, beliefs, economic status, and so on. They will simply judge you on your skill set and how well you can do the job. And in this area, they are likely to be very harsh in their judgments. Type 3s, like some of the other types, highly value competence, maybe above all else. One of the phrases that is commonly used to describe the Type 3 is that they see people as human doings instead of human beings. And this very much applies to their view of themselves, as well as other people. A healthy Type 3 can be excellent at getting things done, being productive, and yes, achieving impressive things. They'll realize that failure is both inevitable and essential, and that it needn't reflect badly on the person. But equally, succeeding in your ambitions does not make you impressive as a person by default. How you treat people en route, who you bring with you when you're heading to your goals, and what you give back after you've gotten there will always be much more important than the goals themselves. Speaking of goals, let me suggest some that I think are very worthwhile. Firstly, please check out our Discord server. We have lots of knowledgeable Enneagram people on there. Feel free to check out our website, where we type people, our Patreon, where you can give us money, as well as individual social media links, such as an Instagram page and a blog. Feel free to check them all out and follow us on them too.